Very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter molecular basis of inheritance, and the topic is DNA fingerprinting. In this class, I am going to start or discuss about the DNA fingerprinting or said to be mechanism of DNA fingerprinting. Now, before going to discuss about the DNA fingerprinting, first we discuss about the Human Genome Project. That is 13-year project started in 1990 and launched in 1990 by Colleen, and also take charge by or completed through the US Department of Energy and National Institute of Health. Wellcome Trust of UK also funded the Human Genome Project, and some of the other countries like France, Japan, Germany, China, or etc. These countries also help in the Human Genome Project. Now, in Human Genome Project, there is sequencing of 25,000 genes, and also identification of these genes, sequencing of these genes, and tool for data analysis or entry the knowledge in database, or also transfer all about the genome or knowledge about the genome into the different industries like pharmaceutical companies and the areas of medical field. So all these help in the medical field, or knowledge about gene help in the medical field for treatment of the different diseases. For example, gene therapy is also is therapy that include for the treatment of different diseases. For example, ADA. Now in next class or in next chapter we will discuss about the ADA. Now some of the other genetic disorders can be treated by the gene therapy because we know about genes through the Human Genome Project. This is 13-year project, or also said to be mega project for study of the human genome. Now through the Human Genome Project, other than the humans, some of the bacteria, virus, sequencing of DNA sequencing of bacteria, viruses, nematode, plant cell like rice, Arabidopsis, also done in the Human Genome Project. Now methodology, if we talk about the methodology, two methods involved, that is sequencing of express EST or express sequence tag, or sequencing of whole genome by the BAC or YAC. BAC means bacterial artificial chromosome, and is for the yeast. YAC is used for the sequencing of genome, that is the yeast artificial through the yeast artificial chromosome. Now after this, because the overlapping of the strand of DNA, or during the sequencing, the overlapping of DNA takes place for identify the correct sequencing of DNA. So that cannot be possible manually. So there is use of computer application for the sequencing of human genome. Now all these we have already discussed in previous class. Now move to the today's topic, DNA fingerprinting. As we know that the human genome is formed by formed by 3 into 10 to power 9 base or nucleotides. Into 10 to power 9 number of nucleotides. When 3 into 10 to power 9 nucleotides sequencing nucleotides present on a haploid set of DNA. So there is no possibility of sequencing of 3 or matching of 3 into 10 to power 9 base pair, because in DNA the key or principle of DNA fingerprinting is the matching of two DNA strands, or also said to be matching of DNA or genome of two individuals, so that we can find the paternity and also suspect of the criminal in crime cases. Now in human genome, if we talk about the sequences present in the human genome, the mostly 3 into 10 to power 9, out of 3 into 10 to power 9% are also said to be 99.9% of human genome are exactly same. So 99.9% of sequencing human in human genome are exactly same, so that we can say that one individual differ from the other by 0.1% only. So 99% similar sequences, and these 3 into 10 to power 9 nucleotides formed by repetitive sequence. So we can easily say that most of the sequences present on DNA are formed by continuous repetitive or short stretch of DNA. So most of the DNA region have repetitive sequence. So due to the repetitive sequence, so most of the DNA consists of repetitive sequence, or generally they do not code any of the protein. So these repetitive sequence form or separate from the bulk genome. Or on the DNA there are two sequences, that two regions, which is one which is formed by repetitive sequence and another contain the bulk genome. So repetitive sequence, these repetitive sequence generally do not code any of the protein. So that means generally these sequences do not code any of the protein, so, but they take major part in differentiate the genetic material among organisms. That means generally these sequences do not code any of the protein, so that they are transcriptionally less active or inactive. So they are transcriptionally inactive, so that but they constitute in differentiate among individual. That means they differentiate the one human from the other human. So but take part in differentiation of one human from other. So generally they take part in differentiation of one human from the other. Now there are the repetitive sequence form the satellite chromosome. These repetitive sequence form satellite chromosome, or also said to be satellite DNA. There are two types of satellite DNA. So these satellite DNA differ from the bulk chromosome or bulk DNA. Bulk DNA form or undergoes in transcription, but they are transcriptionally inactive. So that due to the repetitive formation of repetitive sequence. These repetitive sequence formed by the repetition of small stretch of DNA, or also said to be small when the small stretch of DNA get repeated several times, so thus they form the satellite DNA. Now there are different type of satellite DNA. These different type of satellite DNA are of microsatellite DNA, and the second one is mini satellite DNA. Mini satellite DNA. Now there are two type of satellite DNA generally found in human: microsatellite DNA and mini satellite DNA. The satellite DNA, when the centrifugation, density gradient centrifugation done on the DNA fragment or on the DNA molecule, the two regions obtain the bulk DNA and satellite DNA. The satellite DNA form the small peak, whereas the bulk DNA form the higher peak. So bulk DNA on density gradient centrifugation they form the higher peak. Higher peaks, whereas the satellite DNA form on density gradient, or according to the density gradient they form small peaks due to the repetitive sequence present in the cell of the genome, or sequences are same in all human of population. So but they differ from 0.1% only sequence. That 0.1 sequence difference present in 0.1 sequence generally present on the VNTR, that means variable number of tandem repeats. Now that small segment shows repetitive, or this segment shows the polymorphism. So what are the polymorphism? Because every human differ from the other human by the small stretch of repetitive sequence. In different human, the repetitive sequence get differ from different human, one from the other human. That means the genetic material, or if we talk about the genetic material, or if we talk about the repetitive sequence in one human, so in one human, if the repetitive sequence is formed by the thousands of repeats, so they are not similar in other human. The in the other human, maybe the repeats found in 800 repeats in particular present in particular segment. So they show the polymorphism. That means they are different in different human being. So now next is, so with the help of VNTR, or variable number of tandem repeat, we can easily differentiate one human from the other human. Or they form each human have the variable number of tandem repeats, because most of the region present on DNA is formed by the repetitive sequence. Only few of that means only 2%. If we talk about the whole genome, only 2% of the human genome undergoes in the protein synthesis, or 0.1% there is difference in between the genome of two individuals. So that's why for identification in difference in the genetic material, we only compare the repetitive sequence present on the DNA molecule in the DNA. So for this purpose, the polymorphism The DNA polymorphism shown by repetitive sequence shows the polymorphism, and this polymorphism shown by the every organism, every human being. Now these variable V and TR, with the help of V and TR, variable number of tandem repeats, we can match one person chromosome to the other person chromosome. For this purpose, there are few steps involved in the DNA fingerprinting. Steps in DNA fingerprinting. Fingerprinting. DNA fingerprinting. First step is isolation of DNA double helical structure. Isolation of DNA. So the DNA present in different cells of our body, or cells of body, that is blood, hair follicle, skin, etc. We can easily isolate the cells of blood, hair follicle, skin, or isolate from the DNA from these cells or other than these cells. Or now during the isolation of DNA, or during the isolation of DNA, first the cell, whatever the cell of type, whatever the cell type, we simply treat these cells with different enzyme. That means if you want to isolate the cells or isolate the DNA from the plant cell, we can easily, or we can only treat that cell with the enzyme cellulase. If we want to obtain the bacterial DNA, so we can treat that bacteria with the other enzyme. Or if we want to treat with chitin, we want to help of again use of different type of enzyme. For example, we want to, here is the plant cell. Here is the plant cell, and the cell wall is formed by cellulose. If we want to degenerate the cellulose so that we can obtain the double helical structure of DNA present in the nucleus. Here is DNA and this one is nucleus. So we generally treat the cellulose, this cell, with the enzyme cellulase enzyme, so that we can obtain the DNA by the treatment of biomolecules like DNA, RNA and protein. If we want to only DNA molecules, so that we treat these structure or these contained with the RNase enzyme, so that RNA become degenerate, and protease enzyme, so that the protein also become degenerated. Now for this reaction we generally obtain, or we can easily obtain, the DNA molecule. After the treatment with all these structures or all these enzymes, we find the DNA, pure DNA. Now next step is, after the isolation of DNA, the next step or second step is fragmentation of DNA. Fragmentation of DNA. Fragmentation of DNA done by the treatment with another enzyme. Treatment of DNA with another enzyme, that is restriction endonuclease. Treat with restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease. Now when the DNA fragment treated with restriction endonuclease enzyme, we obtain the several fragments of DNA. Several fragments of DNA because of the use of restriction endonuclease enzyme, but the restriction endonuclease enzyme cut the DNA fragment at specific site so that we can obtain at specific site, or simply breaks the phosphodiester bond present in between the two nitrogenous bases. Now when the restriction endonuclease enzyme because of the they are restrict towards the site present on DNA, so they only cut the specific site present on DNA, or thus we obtain the fragments of DNA. Now that is the time for separation of the fragments of DNA. Third is separation of DNA fragments. DNA fragments. So how we separate the fragments of DNA? Separation of DNA fragment done by the gel electrophoresis. Gel electrophoresis. We use the gel electrophoresis for separation of the DNA fragment present on the agarose gel or present in the medium. So we take the solution and pour into the vial present on the gel electrophoresis plate, where the wells found at the gel electrophoresis plate. Here is the gel electrophoresis plate where the different wells are present, or here the gel electrophoresis plate is filled by agarose gel. Here is agarose gel. Agarose gel, or from the agarose gel, DNA molecule move towards the electrode. According to their molecular weight, or they become arranged according to the molecular weight on the agarose gel. Now this is time to move all these fragments which are arranged according to their molecular weight on the agarose gel on the nitrocellulose filter paper. So move the DNA fragments on nitrocellulose filter paper. Cellulose filter paper. Nitrocellulose filter paper. When we move or nylon sheet, we can also use the nylon sheet. When we move this DNA fragment on the nitrocellulose filter paper, so on moving on these fragment on nitrocellulose filter paper, we generally obtain the fragments of DNA on nitrocellulose filter paper with the help of VNTR DNA probe. Now there is use of VNTR DNA probe. Use of VNTR DNA probe. So the specific probe, because DNA fragments are complementary to each other, so the VNTR DNA probe used for binding to the DNA fragments present on the nitrocellulose filter paper. When the probe with VNTR bind with the fragments present on nitrocellulose paper, the shining they can easily observe through the radioautography. Now, sixth step is radioautography of DNA fragments. Autography of DNA fragments, or study. That means study of DNA fragments or arrangement of sequencing of DNA fragments done by the radioautography. So seventh step is the sequencing. Sequencing of DNA fragment. DNA fragment are also said to be VNTR. Crime. The chromosome obtained from the crime scene. Crime scene. So these are the fragments of chromosome. Here is the chromosome first. If we want to fragment all these sequences from the DNA fragments obtained, if we want to fragment the DNA, we just use all these steps involved in the DNA fingerprinting, or because of the restriction endonuclease, they cut the specific site, or through the gel electrophoresis we find the fragments of DNA according to their molecular weight, or all these arranged at the specific site, or finally the sequencing of DNA fragments done through the radiography. Now here is the chromosome. Chromosome first. For example, a chromosome first is the long chromosome. So a long or large chromosome. So we can also sequencing of chromosome 9. So here is the chromosome 9. Now chromosome 9. Here is the chromosome. Again the chromosome 10. These are the GC rich sequence. Here is the GC rich sequence. This one again GC rich sequence, GC rich sequence. Similarly, here is also to the their molecular weight. Here is the smaller one and larger. For example, here is the DNA fragments of the suspect. DNA fragments of the suspect. Here is suspect, and this one is criminal DNA fragment. If we undergoes in the sequencing of this DNA fragments, so first we sequence. That means first this one DNA fragment is present. So we form the DNA. Here is first, then second, and this one of third. Then there is again two ring of, because they are present as the closer region. So again there is again two ring. Now suspect, again 1, 2, again 1. So here is the DNA of suspect. If we compare the DNA of crime, so here the DNA which undergoes in the fragment, they are obtained just like this. For example, if we compare this one fragment DNA, so now here is one. So they are closer to each other, so we make the closer strand. Again single strand. This one are closer, again closer strand, and these are most closer strand. So they form the closer strand. Now these two DNA do not match with each other. Because of these sequences of fragment. Now these are the sequence of suspect and crime, or these are not matched with each other. Thus we find that the suspect is not the criminal. Criminal is other than the suspect. So like this, the differentiation, or like this method, we can easily identify the criminal with the help of DNA fingerprinting. Also, we can also find the child parent with the help of DNA fingerprinting. Now here is the overall DNA fingerprinting, in which the DNA formed by the 3 into 10 to power 9 base pair, and the 99.9% of DNA sequence are similar in all human, and they differ from 0.1%. And how they differ from? Due to the presence of VNTR, variable number of tandem repeat, that shows the polymorphism. Due to the polymorphism, or that polymorphism occur due to the evolution or due to the mutation in the human being. Due to the evolution and mutation, these small changes occur on the DNA. Or does the one human differ from the other human? Now the steps involved in the DNA fingerprinting is isolation of DNA, fragment of DNA, separation of DNA fragment, move DNA fragment into the nitrocellulose paper or nylon sheet. Also there is no nylon sheet also present. Last is use of VNTR DNA probe, because if we want to observe in autoradiography that DNA, so the probes used for the special effect or coloring, as a coloring agent also. So when they bind with the specific sequence present on the complementary sequence present on the nitrocellulose filter paper, so they can easily bind with the complementarity rule, according to the rule of complementarity. Now the final step is the sequencing, which done after the autoradiography. So after the studying or observation under the radiography, we can do easily the DNA fingerprinting, or these are the also computer based method. So the identification or due to the comparing between the genetic material or DNA of two individuals, we can find the either suspect, either criminal, or parent of the child. So these are the major use, or they are also used in the forensic science. These are the major use of the DNA fingerprinting. I hope you like this video, so keep listening and watching me.